네, 이게 지금 장교회관. 장교회관이고요. 그 다음에 요거는 네, 사령관 숙소랍니다. 사령관이 이제 루트너런트 커널이니까 중령인데, 이게 이제 사령관 숙소이고, 현재 숙소 내, 시타들 내에서 거주하는 유일한 장교라고 하네요. 여기는 레지던스 듀 꼬망당, 꼬망당. 그다음에 저쪽 저 마지막 문은 가버너 제너럴의 세컨드 레지던스. 더 퍼스트 원은 이제 당연히 오타와에 있고요. 보통은 1년에 한 번 정도 오는데 지금 현재 총독은 퀘벡 출신이어서 벌써 3번인 것 같다던가 뭐 그러네요. 구베르니 제너럴. 저쪽이 헤드쿼터하고 요 건물, 두 건물이 이제 핵심인 것 같습니다. 이게 총독의 관저라서 이렇게 초소가 이렇게 설치가 되어 있군요. 그 전에 이제 원래는 이제 장교 숙소였답니다. 장교 숙소인데 이제 지금 어제 교황이 지금 캐나다에 와 계신데 어제 교황이 이제 여기 방문하셨다고. 안에 사람도 있네. 저 양반이 커맨딩 오피서인가? maximum what?
Alright, so we'll now get ready to enter our first building, the one we've got right here. Now you might notice, of course, that there are some holes in these walls. Do you guys know why we would put holes in there?
For guns.
Exactly, yeah, for guns, these are loopholes. So we would put guns inside, and the holes are bigger on the inside of the building than they are on the outside. So that way it was much easier to take aim and much harder for an enemy to shoot towards us, towards the inside. But of course you might notice though that these holes, they do point directly inside the citadel, not outside. So this is actually because this was the last line of defense of the citadel in case of an attack. If the enemy really got through our gates inside the citadel, we could retreat here and try and push them back towards the gates. But were we ever actually attacked? No. So it did also have another function, one that has a little link to discipline. What do you think was in there?
Prison.
Yeah, exactly. It was a jail, it was prison. Not for any war enemies. It was really for the people who worked here for small, minor crimes that we would not consider crimes, not anymore. Being late, if their bed was not made correctly, if their uniform wasn't up to standard, if they said no to an officer, all of that, they could get 3 days, all the way to 3 weeks inside. It was pretty severe back then. So that is how we used the prison back then, but thankfully, we do not put soldiers in prison for such small things anymore. Nowadays, it is just for regular crimes, just like you and I. Mostly nowadays, if they have to get some punishment, it'll be like peeling potatoes or something. So much easier, much of course more efficient as well. Putting people in isolation is not exactly the greatest way to make them want to cooperate. So it's, they did it back then, but now we're thankful they do not do it anymore. So the prison here was not used. It was not used as early as 1915, so almost 70 years ago. So we'll be able to go inside. The first cell is actually exactly basically the same way it would have been back then, and then the rest of the building is small exhibits. So you'll be able to go inside and take a look at different artifacts. So we'll spend a couple of minutes in there, and then we'll be entering from one part of the building and exiting by the other one. So once you're done crossing the building, you can just go outside and wait for me by the lamppost you see just right over there. So let's go in.
What's the music that we hear? What's happening?
I do believe it's at this time. So it's either the mass that is going on in St. Paul right now that is being shown as well on the Plains of Abraham, or it might be military music practicing as well. Sorry, I'm just going right after you. I will remind you, of course, to not take pictures while you're inside though, but you can go in and I'll meet you at the end.